Like the only 2Xs I know are good are like Carhartts because they're like a real 2X.
Mm.
Everything else, and if you buy like these old fake pop up store online stores where they just have like a branded tee or like a graphic tee, the 2Xs are, like you said, a
Just a shot
sports
in the
bra.
dark.
Anyways, this is the Banner Report podcast coming to you live on July 8th, 2025. I am back. We are back. I'm back from New Orleans. Steve is back, um, although not for long with this heat stroke. Jacob, finally, he's back from his vacation. A little July 4th weekend, a little time off. Not much has gone on in the NBA. Oh, wait, just kidding. Um, Free agency period was at its highest fever pitch over the break, and we will be covering that here. But before we jump into that, gentlemen, how are we?
Dying.
Dying of heat stroke.
The
And
heat
waiting
is
for the
stroking.
Celtics. We're just waiting for the
I
Celtics to
also,
get some front court action, man. I was checking my phone all fourth weekend, just hoping for some Shams alert, but nothing yet. Still hoping Brad, but
what's dead may never die. I'm dead and buried until Jason Tatum's Achilles is back, which who knows when that'll be. It's not looking good for us, guys. I'll be up front. I mean, there's movers and shakers in the East. The Bucks. They're not fucking leaving. Insert the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, but not, they signed Miles Turner. They're hoping to look like they'll retool around Giannis instead of having him just ship out. Al Horford's probably going to be a Golden State Warrior, which makes me want to eat my hat and simultaneously throw it up. I mean, where do we want to go from here? We got we got a whole lot to talk about.
First 7-team deal ever in NBA history. That was pretty cool.
Figure we'll get out of the way, even though we talked about KD. I don't know what shitter giblets that we're moving up. 7-team trade.
It was 13 fucking players and I think it was 6 or 7 picks or something like that got moved and cash. A couple teams just got some cash along with some picks, which
Do you think?
never makes sense to me. Like these places print money. Why are you sending somebody else money right now?
Well, I think it's actually I have no idea. It's a good question. I mean, money used to be a big factor in like the 70s and 80s, where like teams were they could go like
Yeah, some were
bankrupt.
struggling and some were
Yeah,
doing good. Yeah,
but they're too big to fail at this
it's so
point.
weird.
The
Doesn't help
NBA
you.
would step in.
It doesn't help you with your luxury tax problems or anything. You're just sending out money. It's like, okay.
Do we think this is just the new life under the CBA? We're going to start seeing a lot more of these mega team trades where it's just I'll swap your pieces for a bunch of pieces with one big name attached to it just to get under, the luxury tax, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the second apron. A lot of apron shuffling, I guess we'll call it. Do we think this is the new era?
I guess
Emphasis on error.
it makes sense. I mean, with like needing to just, I mean, being a GM's never been harder, so it makes sense that they kind of have to shuffle things around way more and make room to like avoid all these penalties. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna get much more complicated. That's for sure, unless all this is adjusted.
All the sliders in the my GM mode just got put to extremely impossible, impossibly hard. I'm trying to
But
look at
then,
what exactly
did,
the pieces that were moved.
that is the case. But then there's still dumb enough teams where you'll still have a trade or two that would never even work in 2K ever, like the Luca one or, or anything like that. There's still
Yeah.
wonky stuff goes on. It's only on extremely
The
difficult
games
unless you're
the game's
trading
AI
with
should
some.
step in and be like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure?" And then after you hit yes or accept, just like another little pop up being like, "Are you really sure? Are you sure you're sure?" And what's his fucking face there? The GM is just hitting the yes, just get me to it.
Yeah,
Um,
that was like the Pelicans trade, but they called them multiple times, I guess, to make sure that it was 100% unprotected first round pick next year.
I
They
mean,
called it
life
like multiple times, like, "Hey, can we talk to Joe Dumars now? Like, are you? It's the first round pick and it's unprotected, right?"
life has imitated art now. It's just like the meme I just created actually happened in this trade. Like it's real. We're in fucking bizarro land here. Um, Kevin Durant trade. I want to pull up all the pieces that moved. Jesus, why is it so hard?
Go on Twitter and look at Shams. He has it all written out.
All right, the Rockets get Kevin Durant and Clint Capella. Clint Capella, welcome back to Houston. Don't hate that for them, obviously. I mean, when I say that, obviously getting Kevin Durant is a boon. I don't care what it is, but like the Clint Capella edition is good. Is backup center? Does Steven Adams get shipped out, or is he on a different team now?
He got extended, so it's pretty
Oh, he got
interesting.
extended,
They got Tari Eason too, so he can play small ball for center too, right?
and they got Alperen Sengun still.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe something else is in the moves, the mix here.
Clint Capella, time to learn bench.
Well, I'm thinking Alpy is probably outie. You know what I'm saying?
You probably get a good haul for him too.
Yeah, I mean, on a team that's like pushing all the chips, proverbial chips in right now, that you have a window with Kevin Durant that's closing. Yeah, I could see Alfred Sengun, like, unless he's willing to make a huge schematic style play change, he's probably out, and you'll probably get a nice. You can flesh out like proven bench players.
the only thing tough with that though is that they already gave up Jalen Green. So like, what would you be doing in 4 years for the like? Sengun's kind of their future at the moment.
No, they have the Amen. They have Tyrese, and they shipped out Cam Whitmore. They just extended Jabari Parker. What's his
Bryce
name?
Smith.
Jabari Smith Jr.
Jabari
Yeah.
Smith, who's
Um.
good, who's a good prospect. Like we've not seen the leap from Jabari Smith yet. Like Sengun's already an all-star, so it's like, and he's
Yeah.
24, so it's like kind of risky move to be buying in on a 35, 36-year-old, like sell everything and like sure you have him on, but they could be in a very bad spot if this doesn't work out like all the other Kevin Durant experiments since the
What?
Warriors.
Well, I mean, yeah, but if I'm the Rockets here, you were the second seed in the West already with that bunch of unproven guys in Alperen Sengun. You just added Kevin Durant, for basically chips. Um, and with the other teams in the East and the West, their windows are, then it's kind of like now is the time. Can you go head to head with OKC? You are young enough. You are fast enough. You have a lot of I think they do match up well with OKC. With OKC, yeah, except for at the point guard position, Fred VanVleet's going to be mincemeat. But what can you do? That's why you have two big defensive centers.
And you also got Kevin Durant out there too. So
Yeah, and you got
Yeah,
Tari Eason, who's a defensive like maestro. Amen Thompson, who is going to like probably be in depoy considerations with the way
probably
he's so frantically playing.
he's unbelievable.
Uh, Now is the time, I think, for the Rockets. I think it's a good move. I think they've won free agency by leaps and bounds. Um, you could probably say Oklahoma City probably won free agency by leaps and bounds because they just extended SGA. But I don't. Before we get off this or move on, I do want to just kind of divert here. The Celtics. Fred VanVleet. He's older. He maybe doesn't put up enough of the shots. Maybe that you need. You need another offensive scorer who's like a shooter at least. Alperen Sengun and whatever, a pick, a bench player, whatever you want to say, a young guy for Simons. I mean, who says no?
I think that the Rockets say no immediately.
Well, the Rockets have too many centers. They're not. They can't go in with all the three of those guys. I mean, they can, but it's foolish to do so.
I
Well,
just
I don't
think they're
think
moving someone not named Sengun because I think they're
not for
duplicative. Yeah,
if they're giving up Sengun, it's not going to be for Anthony Simons. Like that's you're giving up. One of the strengths of the Rockets last year was that they rebounded at like a crazy percentage. Like their offensive rebound percentage was like historically good.
Yeah. Do you
number
think
one.
Alperen Sengun is the reason for that?
He's part of it because
Well, yeah, but
Simons in there. He's not going to be part of it. And now you're
that's a
going
team rebounding stat.
and you're also you're leaning on Steven Adams, who's I think 33 at this point, and Clint Capella, who's about 103, to play a bunch of games alongside Kevin Durant, who's in his mid 30s, I think. Like you still have to keep some of your youth there at the center position.
I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think that all right, fine. Anthony Simons and what the fuck is his face? They're the minivan and whatever.
I still don't think they do that. I think they value Sengun and what he does too much because you can play through Sengun too.
They're not going to.
No,
There's
they're not
too many
going to
cooks
every
there.
night. But like, there's also going to be nights where Kevin Durant's not going to play because he's going to be resting. And hey, let's still go compete. Or minutes when Durant's not out there.
You can play through Anthony Simons. He literally was the only person scoring in
Yeah, but if you
Portland.
still have Fred VanVleet there, then you're not going to play through Anthony Simons when you have Fred VanVleet.
Is Anthony Simons Nairier? Is he a better player than Jalen Green?
Yeah, much better.
Then
Jalen
you
Green
do
was
it.
unbelievable streaky. Yeah, I mean,
Just
look,
replace him with a better player.
I'm not saying they don't want a player like Anthony Simons, but I'm saying they're not going to give up a 24-year-old Alperen Sengun for Anthony Simons.
Alperen Sengun
I overestimated
have
his
10
age. He's
rebounds last year.
23. I was going to say he's 20 and 10 at 23 years old. I think you're undervaluing him. I think they get rid of one of the duplicative defensive centers and keep the stretcher that is kind of could be 25 and 12 in a couple of years.
All right, fine. Jabari Smith.
Yeah, I
Instead of
literally
Sengun.
think Sengun's rather untouchable, him and Iman.
There's just no way they can afford him unless they have to move off a piece.
Well, they can afford him because they drafted him, so they can just sign him for whatever they want after this.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way, dude. They just re-up Jabari Smith on a second deal.
Yeah, but
they're paying Fred VanVleet.
Huh? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can sign him for whatever you want if you have bird rights to him because you drafted him.
Yeah, but he's not going to play for like a middling contract. He's a double a night. He's going to go get the bag.
And you can give him the bag, and then you have him there for when Durant retires.
Okay, fair. I think the smart move is to get pushing the chips further. I get what you guys are saying. Alperen Sengun is a really good player, but would you do Jabari Smith as a Celtic
for Anthony Simons?
And yeah, whatever it takes. Besides the players that are considered untouchable to us. Because I keep hearing Jaylen Brown's name in trades, and it's making me sick.
I'd have to defer to Jacob on this one because I don't know anything about Jabari Smith.
I like him. He's young. He can shoot.
He's just still very raw. He's really good, but he's raw.
He's sort of duplicative when Tatum comes back. He could be a catch and shoot. I think he'd be a perfect fit now. I'm thinking about it. Just be an Al Horford guy. Just stretch to the fucking corner and play defense. Is all we need you for.
Shit, go get fucking Torian and then start teaching him how to shoot threes.
I think he's untouchable for the Rockets right now. You're gonna need a guy like that.
Untouchable, but Alperen Sengun isn't untouchable.
Yeah, just because of everything I mentioned. The roster, they don't have wings besides Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but you still have to have something there for when Kevin Durant leaves. Like, we can't rule out the fact that Kevin Durant could have a major injury this year, and then if you trade Alperen Sengun, then you're not going to have anybody there.
Right, but that is proving my point of why Tari Eason is untouchable if I'm the Rockets right now, because who's going to be there after him is going to be him.
They have Sengun signed until 2030 too, though, so they don't even have to worry about.
Shit.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up his contract in the scrum here.
I think 2030 is an option year, but they have him signed through 28-29 season.
Are you sure?
That's at least what.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it now. Yeah, I was looking.
And Kevin Durant's only this year. They don't have to worry about Kevin Durant's they can obviously get him again, but Kevin Durant's they don't even know if they're getting Kevin Durant after this year.
Wow, 30, basically 39. 30, well, let's average it out, $36 million a year for a guy who's a double-double a night and is 20, what did you say, 24, 23?
He's turning 24 on my birthday, actually. July 25th.
Oh, no, he's 22. He'll be 23 when the season kicks around. Can't really shoot from distance, 23% shooter. Only 50% shooter from the field, which is terrible for a center.
Yeah, but he's not an over the rim center though. He's like a weird floater, tweener.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
He's a guy you can throw the ball to him on the block and he'll go get you a bucket. He's not like a DeAndre Jordan where if you don't throw the ball above the rim, then he doesn't know what to do with it.
Guy famously led like the league in scoring percentage,
Every
basically a decade in a row.
he got, he got hand fed by one of the best point guards to ever play the game for almost a decade.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I
What's his
just
points and rebounds per game right now?
uh, 19 points a game and 10 boards a game, and 5 assists, which is sneaky, very good.
So you're getting 20, 10, and 5 basically a night from a 22-year-old turning 23.
On 36 a year.
And you want to trade him for 1 year of Anthony Simons at 18 points a game and 2 assists and 3 rebounds?
Maybe that's my Celtics bias because I would want a guy on my roster.
I want Alvin too, but I'm
Yeah, I want him
just
too.
saying for Anthony Simons.
Let's be more realistic. Jabari Smith, probably. There's just too many bigs now. There's too many guys. You
That's
can't
why I
play
think,
them all.
Like probably Capella's on his way out or something like that. Like people always fall in love with him for some reason. I don't see him doing anything, but
I honestly bet
draft capital too.
I bet they're just like they're just probably anticipating like Clint Capella and Steven Adams just trading off times in the IL. You know what I mean? Like Steven Adams is also not a healthy fella.
Yep.
That's true too.
Sengun, he's had a couple of injuries too throughout his career, so maybe they're trying to do it by committee where they're trying not to have too many minutes on him.
Jabari he only played 57 games this year, which is not great. For a fucking 22-year-old. 12 points, 7 boards, and an assist on 43% from the field and 35% from 3.
35 from 3 is pretty good though for his big man. That's
I was
another
expecting worse.
test.
Yeah, that's not bad. I would like him on the Celtics green. Let's look at his contract here.
I would like Kevin Durant on the Celtics too. Should we try?
Me too.
Do you think that they would do it for Jordan Walsh? Or?
Wait, is this not? This isn't current. This isn't current. There's no way because he got re-upped. Yeah, that's not right. He's making $12 million next year, which is affordable.
And also, people formerly coached by Ime do pretty well in Joe's system, it seems. So I'll take it.
Yeah, you're going to be shooting a lot, kid, so fucking work on that this offseason if you're on your way out. But back to the Kevin Durant trade in general. Clint Capella, Suns get Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Malawach, Rasheer Fleming, Kobe Brea, Daquan plowed in your mom. 26 second-round pick and a 32 second-round pick. That's awful. The Suns are going to be full tank mode. Talking about, have they already bought him out? But they're talking about buying out Beal.
Yeah, they haven't bought him out yet, but they're definitely they want to.
Yeah, that's the only way out. You got to cut bait. I know it's going to hurt, but you're not going to be good next year, so cut bait.
Yeah, you might as well.
World class bag getter, man. Beal really did it, man. It's just incredible. Him and Dame Lillard. This Dame Lillard, like people. I obviously feel bad for Dame Lillard's injury, but like got everyone that he's in such a beautiful position now. He got bought out. Just kind of once he's healthy, he can end the career where he wants.
You can't. The one thing you can't compare about Lillard and Beal is that he shows up every single. Well, obviously one's way better than the other, but you can't. Lillard cares.
Yeah.
No matter what you say about the guy, he cares about. Even in Portland when he was middling at best, he cared. The Nets are in the deal because fuck it, why not? They get the 26 second round pick and the 2030 second round pick. Good for you. Simmons might have been talking about it with Russillo. What the fuck are they doing with the fucking trade and Cam Johnson
or something in the draft? Like, what are you doing?
Not even that. The Michael Porter trade is why would you trade Cam Johnson find a better option?
Yeah, that's another weird one. I forgot about that too.
You just bailed the Nuggets out. Hardcore.
Yeah, the fucking Nuggets fleeced them on that one.
Cheaper,
Warriors
very
get Alex
similar guy.
Tooley and Mashik. Hawks get David Roddy. Not bad, a bench player for them. They're looking to They're looking to make a run in the East here. Second round pick in 2031 cash because apparently they're broke down there. The Lakers get Adu Thero, the 36 overall pick in cash. Adu Thero was the 36th overall pick this year, so that's who they got in the trade. Rocco Zakarski, the Timberwolves get a 26 second round pick, a 32 second round pick, and cash.
All of those players not named Kevin Durant and Clint Capella, like how many do you actually know who they are? Like,
I mean,
Roddy.
Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and
Oh
Roddy,
yeah, I forgot about those.
and Clint Capella.
Yeah.
Well, what you said besides him.
Other than that, like other than the main infrastructure of that trade between the Rockets and the Suns, like there's nobody in that. That it's all just fucking people to make money work.
I mean, yeah. It literally is just it's apron shuffling.
This guy makes 1.2. This guy makes 3.6. Swing him over here. Throw some cash over here. Second round pick over there. Jeez, I want to know what the fucking Zoom call was between fucking 7 different fucking teams. I want to know what that looked like.
It's hard coordinating us to get on a fucking call weekly. Imagine getting 7 different GMs on a call or
7 different
6
time zones, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, the sneaky who I like who made out in this deal, the Timberwolves and the Hawks. I guess the Nets technically do make out. They stock their second round picks for way in the future for whenever they're going to be relevant again.
The thing I have the hardest part about with this is like trying to figure out like who came from what team and went where. It was like
I have no
that's
idea.
a couple of second round picks was like, wait, I got to go through 13 players and a bunch of picks and figure out which ones they gave up to get 2 second round picks in cash. It's like this is fuck this. The rest of them are just doing stuff to do stuff. The big ones are just fucking Houston and Phoenix.
I mean, in 2K27 or whenever that 26, the SGA just got the cover of 26. By the way, that's gonna be like the number one thing they talk about when they revamp franchise mode. The only mode I play, by the way, is that they added fucking 17 trades, which I'll never use, by the way, because it's fucking ridiculous.
You know, just absolutely stoned off your ass and just fucking, hey, how can I make a fucking 32 team trade work? Like, how can I?
How
Everybody swaps first round picks next year.
That's crazy. What is fucking the percentage? 7 divided by 30. That's 20, almost 25% of the league is involved in this deal.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Oh, shit. But yeah, okay, so Sengun's gonna stay, Kevin Durant's gonna stay, they're probably gonna win the ring next year or the year after. Milwaukee, 4-year deal. Steve's favorite player, Miles Turner, welcome to Milwaukee.
Very thankful for that.
Pacers gotta be sick. I mean,
yeah, you heard a lot of different reports too. Some of them are saying that like, oh well, you know, we offered Miles the bag and he said no when he went to Milwaukee. Other people are saying that the offer was never there, and that then they cut Dame to make room to get him in there because the offer was never there.
Like, I mean, you just gotta hate it for the fact that your starting NBA Finals center is now going to go play for your literal rival in the league, your divisional rival.
That's what he really hated, is that he went to Milwaukee out of like all the places.
And they replaced him with like, what's the white dude from Memphis?
Jock Landale?
No, he's apparently like unplayable.
So Huff?
Yes, Huff. Who I like him. He's a little undersized. He can shoot.
Highlights are fun. That's all I care about. He's not
Can't be much worse than Miles Turner in the finals.
Yeah. Fucking nothing burger.
But I think the ultimate takeaway from this deal is that the Bucks are not getting rid of Giannis anytime soon. I think there's a handshake agreement or whatever. Like, I'm staying. I'm any speculation is not going to come from me unless, or like, we'll see where we can go from this season.
They have to get a guard for Giannis though now. I feel like they have the worst guard depth in the whole league.
Well, they let Gary Trent walk for nothing, right?
I think their starting point guard's like AJ Green right now.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty bad.
They still have Kyle Kuzma on the roster right now.
1 second, I want to look at the Bucks
Holy
roster.
shit. It's worse than I thought.
The Bucks roster is atrocious. And you're paying Damian Lillard $23 million a year for the next 5 years or something like that, and he's not playing for you. So that's
They got
Mark,
Ryan Rollins.
okay.
I mean,
He'd be a good
he was a
bench
big
point guard.
splash. He was a big splash in this year's free agency. I mean, there's like a lot of casualties in this free agency period. Nobody's gonna fork over cash like that anymore.
It's tough. It's a tough free agency.
The NBA middle class is dead. Thanks a lot, fucking Ronald. What's his name? The commish.
Adam Silver.
Ronald Adam Silver Reagan.
That is true, but
Silvernomics, they call it.
at the same time, a middle class team is looking to fucking destroy us for the next decade. AKA the Thunder. They're completely a middle class team.
They do have KPJ, Kevin Porter. That's two guards. I mean, I wouldn't want either. I mean, Porter's a decent player, but I wouldn't want him on my team for other reasons.
Yeah, I mean, like he's not. I don't think that he's like a reliable enough player to like be your initiator for offense.
No, they still need a PG1 for sure. I'm with you guys on that.
Chris Paul's available.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
They don't like
That'd be a great pick.
Although Chris Paul and Giannis don't like each other though, which is funny.
Well, no, apparently. I mean, I can't imagine anybody likes Chris Paul. Isn't he the head of the players' union?
He's one of them, yeah, I think so. But they don't like each other
Thanks, dude.
on the court, which is even funnier because they don't even play each other that much, and they still find a way to hate each other.
Was Chris Paul and the
That was the
Bucks
finals.
involved?
Yeah, Chris
But
Paul
what-
pushed him out of the air. He tried when he went for that dunk, or he tried to push him out of the air.
No. What I'm not that obviously that's fucked up. I get that. But like, remember back then when I think Chris Paul was on the Rockets? Maybe there was like there was like a talk of a police presence. They were like in each other's hallways. Was that with the Bucks?
No, that wasn't the Bucks. That was another Western Conference team, I think.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
think that was the
Anyways.
Clippers.
Oh, that might be. And Shaq and Chuck were.
on the Clippers. I think it might have been Clippers versus.
Well, the point is that's not the Bucks.
The point is that nobody likes Chris Paul. So
Gary Trent is on the Bucks, by the way. They didn't let him walk; they scooped him up, which is a good addition.
how do you? You're now the 4 seed. Good job.
Gonna be better than us next year, I imagine.
That would be sweet. You're better than the team whose best player is going to play all year. Good one.
They
Steve,
also
where-
added Gary Harris and Torian Prince, right?
Oh yeah, Gary Harris is solid. Hopefully he can stay on the court though. I feel like he never does.
I
They
feel
still have
Torian
Kyle
Prince is
Kuzma.
One of those guys you heard his name for so long that I feel like he played with fucking like Paul Millsap and Al Horford in fucking Atlanta. That's how old I feel like he is, but I know he's not.
Who? Gary Harris?
No, Torian Prince. I feel like I've been hearing his name for so long that I feel like he played all the way back then with them and the Hawks.
He's got to have like on his stat or basketball reference, his player card page with the jersey. It has to have like every jersey in the league, right? Besides the Celtics, he played for everybody.
Completed
Play
the
for the-
rainbow. Like Shaq completed the rainbow. Kevin Durant completed the rainbow.
So he played. Torian Prince has played for the Hawks, the Nets, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Lakers, and then now the Bucks.
Damn.
He's close. Roy G. Biv. He needs an orange team.
Torian Prince, you are a Phoenix Sun.
Yeah, welcome to Phoenix, dude.
That's a sad life.
He's gonna be part of like a Bradley Beal trade or something like that.
He
Kills
is
the
31.
Bucks.
He has been in the league of grip.
That's about 12, 13 years, something like that.
Steve,
he's born on my birthday. Shout out to my birthday, bro. He's 1 year older than me.
Steve, we were chatting through Nick stuff, Steve, and I didn't realize that they got Clarkson. Pretty interesting for the bench.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, another guy.
Yeah, be selling him.
Yeah, I mean, he's great for off the bench just for scoring. But I mean, if you have to lean on him for anything, like, then you're kind of.
I mean, your defense is going to be so bad. They're just not going to play defense this year.
I mean, their defense already is going to be bad. Your two best players are Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. There's nothing you can do about your defense at that point.
Well,
You have a
but
really
that's what I'm
bad
saying.
defender. Like, it doesn't matter if you put a bad defender coming off the bench. Like, if you have a really bad guard defender and a really bad center, like, you're just kind of fucked.
Well, they just don't. Other than Mikal Bridges and I guess OG,
Josh
they
Hart.
literally don't. Oh yeah, Josh Hart. Yeah,
They've had them well. It's like in between is all defensive guys, and then the top and bottom are just like holes.
You can have one of those guys be bad at defense. Like you can have a really bad guard defender and still be really good defensively. You have a bunch of other guys, or you can have a really bad center defender. If you have
but
a
they
good
don't. They got
defender,
Robinson.
but they have both. Like they have a really bad rim defender and a really bad guard defender. So it's a bad combination.
I mean, I think they need like one more wing / big defender on that roster.
Torian Prince, you are New York.
Jay Crowder coming back.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, he can't. He's like immovable. He's as immobile as Steve and I on the court. Yeah, man. I mean, we could go Atlanta. You want to move on to Atlanta, or you want to keep talking Knicks? What do the Knicks do this offseason?
New coach, Mike Brown.
Okay, so definitely no defense will be played.
Yeah. No, they went tips to Mike Brown. There's a clear shift happening.
Mikhail, Pakame Dadier, Josh Hart. Come on, scroll right, motherfucker. PJ Tucker is a free agent on the roster. They should probably. I mean, I know he's like 1,000,000,000 years old, but I think he fits what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, but he doesn't play though. Like if you want to go put fucking PJ Tucker out there to try and play defense against a wing in the NBA right now, like that's not going to go well.
No, but I don't know. Maybe he can help out a little bit. I mean, Jesus, he's fucking need a body. The Atlanta Hawks, they're definitely making a big push.
Our beautiful boy, Kristaps.
KP, Luke Kennard, Nikhil Alexander-Walker. I mean, that's a good team. That's just downright a good team, I think.
They're going to be pretty good this year if they can stay healthy.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of it's going to hinge on Trey, who I think we saw this season have like a shift of maturity. I don't know what you want to call it, but something. Like he looked like he's kind of focused up here.
I agree.
Yeah, he's going to play so well with Porzingis, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're going to be good. They're going to be like I think a top 4. Well, we placed a bet last pod, but top 4 seed I think is their floor in the East.
Floor,
barring major injury, like KP can obviously, if he goes down, then
I think if you're talking floors, you have to bring in like injury history and what you think could possibly happen.
So let's look at the Eastern Conference. Who is going to be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference final? Eastern Conference. The Cavs. Who else? Give me your top 5.
2 seed's going to be the Knicks.
Yep.
I think your 3 seed's going to be the Magic if they stay healthy this year.
I mean, well, if we're going to talk about injury history.
Yeah, but I mean, those were all like flukes. Like, there's a lot of weird ones. Like, a guy fucking tore his Achilles like the second game of the year. Like, that was a weird one.
Achilles are all flukes. Yeah. They're all like.
But I still think even healthy, I think they would be better than the Hawks. Even if the Hawks were healthy, I think if they are healthy, I think they're better than the Hawks.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree.
Because we got Desmond Bane over there now and everything too, and that defense travels. So
low key, I was just peeping the depth chart too. They got Tyus Jones too to back up at point guard. That's kind of huge.
That's a good Cole Anthony replacement.
Mm-hmm. Who am I missing, Jacob?
I mean
the Pacers are going to drop out.
Yeah.
Do you want to say Philly?
That's where it's tough. That's the biggest.
Any other year. They were top 3 seed like every year except for last year where they just fucking exploded. So it's like hard. Like I know that it feels silly after last year, but it's like they were like they were a good team like for the 5 years up to that, and basically the same roster. They just can't have everyone fall apart.
You got some rookies coming back, like we were talking about though, Jacob. You got VJ Edgecombe coming in. You got
McCain, who could have definitely been rookie of the year last year if he.
You got Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Me and Jacob were talking about that before you got on. Like, they're like, he's bad. Why did they sign him? It's like it's just a good vibe signing because he's from Philly. That's all.
Yeah, basically.
Their only competition. Sorry, go ahead, Jacob. I was
going to say he might have been the more like screamed at player last year when it comes to the Philly fan base on Twitter. That's for sure. Everyone hated him.
No, man. I like their only competition in the East besides the 1 and 2 seed, who I think we both are in agreement with, is the Bucks, the Pistons, and the Magic. That's it.
Oh, I forgot about the Pistons and the Bucks too. Yeah,
I think that team's better than the Pistons.
yeah. But the Pistons are young. I think, yeah, Pistons are too young. They didn't. I don't think the
They're not
Pistons
going to have
played.
Beasley.
They haven't done anything. They haven't done Beasley. No, they signed
Swapped him with Duncan
Robinson.
at least. Yeah,
So
that's
you
a
got
good
the same
swap.
scoring basically as Malik Beasley.
Yeah, but now you like kneecapped yourself because Duncan's salary isn't it fucking ridiculous.
No, they signed him to the same deal that they were going to sign Beasley to.
Yeah, he took a pay cut.
Beasley's a better player
Yeah, Beasley's a better player, but I think
by a
scoring
lot.
wise is about the same. And I think that you have to stay closer to Duncan Robinson than you do to Michael Beasley when he's spreading the floor, which is what Kate
The
needs.
the thing that's probably the most shaky about the Pistons is, are they going to get the same performance out of Tobias Harris?
Or Jalen Duran.
Well, I mean, one,
I'll give Duran a break because he's 20.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I'm
one,
saying, are you going to get the same performance out of him? Like, are you going to get that really good year that you got this year? Is he going to do it again next year? Because that was a big part of them last year.
You're
we
going to
also
need
Cade
him to.
we
taking
didn't see
another
Jaden
step.
Ivey at all.
Jaden Ivey's coming back, apparently. I
Yeah,
forgot he was a
Oh,
freshman.
yeah, true. Shit. Yeah, his knee got, or his tibia got. I was watching that game live when it happened. Cole Anthony, fucking, just talked about, took a header into his kneecap.
and I do get what you're saying though, Cody. Where like obviously Beasley's a smidge better, but I'd say when you're if a player you intended to sign is going to prison, maybe it's good to replace him with 75 to 80% of that. That's a win.
A guy who can do roughly the same thing. They also added Karis LeVert,
Yeah,
who, not a bad signing for a team that's going to need
A little bit
scoring.
more scoring. Yeah, that's a good sign.
Ron Holland will take a step. Duncan Robinson. I'm looking at what else
I
they
forgot
got.
Ron Holland. Ron Holland wants to fight everybody. I love that about him.
They
I was
still
about
got
to
a
say he'll
star.
take a step to you if you fucking say
The
something
SAR's
to
going
him.
to take another step, too. I don't know. This Pistons team could be fun next year. They might end up with a better record than the Hawks just based off of injuries.
I just think the Hawks guys are more proven.
Yeah.
So that's why I give them the edge. I can see. I
But
see your point. You're
I
absolutely right.
mean, the
I'll
Bucks
be. I'm
guys
like,
are all more proven than all of them, but are we going to give them the benefit of the doubt to be better than the Hawks?
but that's what I said. Like their competition is going to be Detroit, Orlando, and the Bucks. That's it.
Yeah, for that third spot. And they got to beat out two of them to get that third spot.
Third or fourth, which is what
Yeah.
I set the floor at there. So I think they're very much in play regardless, and I think you guys would agree for the East at least. I don't know if this is a team that's going to win a championship anytime soon. I can't imagine so, but who knows? Get to the dance, like Steve says. So, and you can't rule out the Celtics team. I know we're down on them, but I don't think we can rule them out yet.
Now, is us not picking up a center, is this our sneaky way of like tanking? Like
I
everybody
don't.
else can play well. Like Jalen can progress as a player and Derek can progress as a player, but then you don't have a center, so you're going to kind of get beat up every night and then you're going to lose a bunch of games.
I think there's one more shoe to drop, and that's what the Twitter consensus is too. Like they haven't done an Anthony Simons welcome to Boston presser. I think there is another shoe to drop for us at least. I mean, I imagine there has.
Yeah.
Oh, breaking news here, not related, but
Oh, sad.
Spurs acquire Kelly Olynyk in a deal with the Wizards.
He was the fucking most Spurs player I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why it took him so long to fucking get him.
Want to talk about a backup of centers? Jesus, man. They just got fucking
Well, to
the
be
murder
fair, their
hornet.
biggest center can also play point guard, so
True. They're just gonna, when the rest of the league is zigging, going like small or wings,
they're gonna have
they're
five
going
fucking centers on the court.
Rolo 5 centers, all 7 foot up. Good luck
we got
beating that team, dude.
we got a Wemby, Kelly Olynyk fucking pick and roll as Wemby as the ball handler. It's gonna be great.
Listen, that's like always the proverbial boogeyman of the league is like, just wait till Wemby's healthy. Just wait. I mean, he
really
was
hope
good when he
comes
was
back.
healthy.
I really hope he comes back at 100%.
He's doing diving headers and goddamn or
Trying to do
bicycle kicks. Hate that. If I'm a Spurs fan, I'm like clutching my pearls, being like, "Get the fuck off the
All of
pitch,
San
dude."
Antonio had a heart palpitation at the same time, and nobody knew why until they saw that video.
A lot of big old women down there in San Antonio. They're having heart palpitations, to quote Chuck. Um, yeah, man. Denver, sneaky. I think they re-entered the mix here, getting off Porter for Cam Johnson and Bruce Brown. Welcome back to Denver, dude. Tim Hardaway. Holy shit, this trade was sick.
Yeah, they went wild on there. Denver might have won fucking free agency, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's what I
man.
was saying. Like pound for pound, like obviously the Rockets added Kevin Durant, but like pound what they had with what I expected the Nuggets to do, I'm very impressed. That's for sure.
They got off Michael Porter Jr. You got Cam Johnson. You got Bruce Brown. Like you loaded up on all the positions that you needed. You didn't give up.
You got
much
shooting in Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, you didn't give up much to get it.
And everyone they got combined is cheaper than Michael Porter Jr.
I saw that tweet. That's so funny. All the players combined. They got like 5 or 6 players, and they all combined make like $5 million less than fucking Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
If I had to complain about this roster, they need another guard that can initiate offense. So like, I know Russell Westbrook is still a free agent. If you want to bring him back, fine. Chris Paul is out there, like we mentioned. Like they need one more guy, I think, to be for real.
Fine. Anthony Simons for Cam Johnson.
Nah, I don't think they'll do that. Christian Brown, maybe.
No, I want Anthony Simons over Christian Brown.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because Anthony Simons is on an expiring deal. So if it doesn't work, then we don't need to pay him again.
Christian Brown's making $4.9 million, dude.
Yeah, but
he's still on his rookie deal. Did he get re-upped though?
That next deal is going to be closer to what Anthony Simons is making, just based on the market.
I think sneaky Christian Brown might be a better player than Simons.
Well, I think Colin Sexton's a better player than Anthony Simons, but
the sex man.
The numbers say he is. So
yeah, Simons has not been on many like winning teams, so it's tough to take his data. But his plus minus and his defensive stuff was very bad. But also it's like he had one Dame year, I think, and it might have been the year he was like literally not playing at all because of injury. So it's like kind of hard to blame a kid for not being efficient or productive on the court when you had that Blazers situation.
I mean, he's the only one in Portland that showed up
on
a nightly basis. You got to give him cut him some slack, I guess. But yeah, his defensive metrics are awful.
Well, they haven't done a presser for any of the other guys that have been traded to Boston either. So
I did see a Georges Niang. Well, yeah, it's probably because they're on the way out, but I did see a welcome Georges Niang post by the Celtics.
Oh, they've done welcome posts for all of them. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
You have to wait for the trade to be finalized before you can do the welcome one. And the Anthony Simons one, they got finalized a couple days ago.
Fair. I don't know. I just think for the Celtics, there's one more shoe to drop somewhere. I don't know who's going to be. I just hope it's not my precious gentlemen, Derek, Jalen, and Peyton. Really.
Give us a call, Ainge. We want to talk about that big fella.
What did the Jazz do here? Didn't they made a splash recently?
They traded Collins. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm trying to see what their roster is.
They traded Colin Sexton like 3 years ago.
Well, that's shedding some of the bigs on the roster. You know, do they want to make a move?
They're loading up for AJ DeBance is what they're doing.
Also hilarious. What's his name? The younger Ainge. We're not tanking. Immediately trades like the Sex Man and Collins.
Yeah. 2
guys his dad brought into the roster, I think.
Wild take. Did they get the 4 pick this year? The Jazz?
I don't know.
Jacob. Did they draft the kid that said that he wasn't going to play for the Jazz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ace Bailey?
Yeah, he slid to he slid down.
They did for you guys, and they're like, yeah, guess what? You're going to play for us. Like, we don't care.
Well, at the very least, they, could be a trade chip.
Dude, I mean, like, you're just tanking what he's worth.
For what? They don't have anything. They're already in the tank.
Well, I'm just saying he's tanking what he's worth by just being a headache before he even
Oh,
stepped on the court.
oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. He screwed himself out of a couple mil.
Yeah.
I don't know what his agent was thinking, telling him to do all this shit. I don't. It doesn't make any sense.
His agent is like a dude he knows.
So
Yeah.
fucking dumb. So dumb.
He
He
kind of did
bungled it.
that. He did that across the league though. It's not the Jazz. I think it's a smart move by the Jazz. If you don't have a crazy high pick, take a swing on the guy who is kind of just tanking his value but with non on court stuff. Like he said that about every team other than three too, and they were like weird at random teams. It was like the Wizards, I don't even Charlotte Hornets. It was like what? Why are those
He
your
wanted to
three
put his own
destinations?
team is basically what he wanted to
Yeah.
do.
So it's like
He just
at
wanted to
least
go to
it's
a
not
winning
just Jazz.
situation.
Well, he said Charlotte and the Wizards. I don't think he wanted
Yeah, he
to
said
go.
the Wizards was number one.
Oh, a team he wanted to go to.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's what I
I thought
mean.
he cut those guys out. Oh shit.
No, it was really weird. He cut like Philly out. He cut like a bunch of teams that like didn't make sense to cut out, and then was like the Wizards are where I want to go.
Well,
Maybe he's
these
from
teams are
there.
all teams with guards they're not going to let him play over.
Yeah, and I mean
I
Philly
don't know.
makes sense to cut out of it because like I've seen everybody and their mother get injured when they play for Philly, so I don't want to go play for Philly.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to take Maxi's minutes. So,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
let's
Oh,
look here at the Utah Jazz. They got Filipowski, Kessler, Nurkic, Cody Williams, KJ Martin, Kevin Love, who is he?
Oh
He's
yeah,
like
he just got
retired.
traded. Yeah,
He got traded to the Jazz. Yeah.
that was part of the
Um,
trade for the Norm Powell and Collins trade.
Laurie Markkinen and Kyle Anderson. They still have, I mean,
They
somebody's going to go.
they have a decent team, but it's like a decent like 25 win team. If everything
Oh,
goes right.
this team is trash. Yeah, I don't think it's even, you can say decent is a compliment. I'm
I
just
said a
talking
decent
about,
25 win team. I mean, a decent team is
oh,
like
oh,
a 30 win team.
oh yeah. They're not good. They're not going to be good. And they have way too many bigs. So yeah, I agree, Jacob. Let's get on the horn
A
here.
scorching hot take fucking logo on top of that one.
They're not good. They're not going to be good. Take that to the bank. Imagine us teams hoisting the fucking Larry O'Brien next year. Oh shit, my pants. Ace Bailey's Michael Jordan 2.0. Laurie
wait, what?
Markkinen is the new Kevin Love.
I actually was wrong. That something did come out that dropped his draft stock, like legitimately, not his own, just like opinions. He was like, did you see that Rutgers listed him at 6'10" all of last year, and he's 6'7", and like the combine in the league is like, no, dude, you're 6'7". So he's been giving himself 3 inches for his draft stocks of college.
Yeah, but he was always a guard, wasn't he? Like he's always been a
No,
guard.
he's like trying to be like a Mike. He looks like Michael Porter Jr. out there when he
We're
plays. He,
losing
he
you.
doesn't dribble and he just shoots immediately in front of everyone's faces.
Well, one thing I can say is that we got Robot Jacob over here.
Put the weapon down, creep. Jacob, just say everything you just said over again.
Oh, I was
You got
just
nothing on that one.
he kind of he
I'm
if you
sure
look at
it's
his
just a great analytical point and take.
no his like his fucking can you hear
Wow,
me
our
now?
editor's gonna be going nuts tonight, dude.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we got you.
His tape is very
Yes.
ugly.
We
Yep.
got you.
No, well, that did him no favors. Welcome to Utah, dude. Better fucking learn Mormon. Um, I'm still looking at who. I mean, I don't think Nurkic is movable. He's making $20 million a year. He's the worst center on the roster. Kessler's the only movable one, right?
Marketing.
Philip, he's not movable. He's making $50 million.
Oh yeah, I forgot I tried to trade for him on the trade machine, and I was like, "This is just not possible without trading like Jaylen Brown or something." I was like,
It's
"That's
the only movable contracts, and I mean, Laurie Markkinen's the best player on the roster. Period. So yeah, he'd be the one you want to get, right? But like in terms of realistic bigs, it's Filipowski, who they're not going to get off of. Kessler, I guess Nurkic is 20 mil if you, but I
20 mil now is not that bad to get off of though."
for a team who's already in like still under. I think the Celtics are still under the apron, right? Second apron.
The Jazz.
No, this I'm talking about for the Celtics.
Oh, for the Celtics. Oh man, I don't want to trade for anybody on that team other than Walker Kessler.
I mean, I'd go for Filipowski because he's so young and raw. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so does he still have that like old wife?
Well,
That was the weird thing. Yeah, he was like his old was his babysitter or something like that. He's like married to her now or something weird.
Yeah, like dropped his draft
Kyle
stock.
Manuel Macron Filipowski.
Yeah, the teams were like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. None of his family because he completely like his family doesn't talk to him anymore, and no one went to the draft night. It was just him and this lady, and they've like exiled him. So it's almost like Aaron Rodgers, like, but if it happened before he even got drafted.
Dude, he's 21. She's 26. What are we talking about here?
I mean,
There's something weird with it though.
Yeah, no, it's because she was the babysitter. Like she was like 18 and he was 13.
That is
odd.
That's weird.
Yeah,
for sure. But it
yeah.
I mean, it's not that weird. I mean, it's weird, but like everybody has the dream of Steve. You're so sweaty, it's sticking to your forehead. Everybody has the dream of like that's who your first crush is. Well, like the girl who babysits you. Your mom and dad paid to babysit you. He's like, oh yeah, baby, I'm getting it tonight. He actually got it, so good for him.
I think it was more about like the family disowning them over it and being like, this is awful. So it's like I think that was more scary for the teams too. Like,
yeah. I mean,
Hey,
whatever. If you can hope, you can hope.
Seaport in Boston, so
What'd you say?
Said 26-year-olds love the Seaport in Boston, so come on over.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you're white, and you're a center. You're gonna be like the next. Yeah. They're gonna call you the next Larry Bird, which we always do. And anybody who's white is the next Larry Bird.
Yeah, and what is he, Finnish? Like he probably loves seafood.
Well, that's marketing. But Filipowski is American. He's American, I think. Yeah, he's from Middletown, New York.
He likes fat.
Yeah.
He likes seafood. Then, so there you go. We're good to go. Del Frisco's is right there, bud.
I'd rather. Oh, Del Frisco's is so good. I'd rather Kessler.
I've never been.
I would think we went for my birthday. Yeah, fantastic. Orlando Magic, you talked about. They re-upped Banchero, and they got Desmond Bane. Not really much else to talk about there. There's a lot of there's still some players out that are like, what's his name? The Australian dude, Giddy. He's just hanging out there, right?
No, he signed. He signed to the Bulls.
No, I don't think so, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do it recently?
I don't know if he re-signed recently, but I know he's been on a contract with the Bulls.
It just listed him as a free agent. They're in a contract stalemate, brother.
Oh, well, you know what? He's probably still under contract. If he's a free agent, there wouldn't be a stalemate. He would say, okay, you're not paying me, then I'm going to go talk to somebody else, and somebody would pay him.
He's not on a contract. I promise you. He wants $30 million. He was expected to get $30 million. The Bulls are not going to pay him that.
Is he a restricted free agent? Is that what he is?
Yes.
Then he has to wait for them to give him an offer sheet before he can go sign anywhere else.
But he's still a free agent, right? That still means he's not under he can't just, if nothing happens, he's not going to be a Bull.
That's why they're on a stalemate, because they haven't given him an offer sheet yet. But as soon as they give him an offer sheet that he doesn't like, then he can go become a free agent. But they get first dibs on him, and another team has to match what they give him to.
Do you want to give him a?
I don't want to give him anything. He's a pedo. I don't want to give him anything.
I don't think you can say that. Allegedly pedo. But I think he beat the allegations, didn't he?
I didn't look that far into it.
Yeah, so maybe let's not go too loose with the pedo.
Cannot shoot, is not that good of a ball handler, is a terrible defender, and plays a wing position that we already have the two best in the league at.
One who's not playing next year. Do you just bring him in and
he's going to want multiple years? So you're going to have that guy in your books for multiple years, and he's going to be stuck to the bench next year.
He's going to play next year.
No, I don't mean next year. I mean the year after next. Like he's going to be stuck to the bench behind JB and JT.
Yeah, I'll move him to like a dumb team like Sacramento or something. Like there's always dumb teams, dude. Like I can, you can.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking dumb teams, but with the second apron shit, now teams aren't as willing to take on money.
Giddy last year played 70 games. He averaged 15 points, 8 boards, and 7 assists. You telling me that's not a $30 million guy you'd want to pay for?
$30 million a year? No, I don't.
He also shot 38% from three. So
I don't want to pay him.
He's beating the can't shoot allegations.
I don't want to pay him $30 million a year. That's for sure.
He's also 22.
I mean, this guy is decidedly worse than Alperen Sengun, and you told me that the Rockets should just get off of him and not even try and build around him. But we're supposed to sign this guy, like.
No, it's not what I said. You're twisting my words. They're getting Anthony Simons, which is going to be a need for them.
Yeah, that's a good
shooting and offensive production, which I guess Alperen Sengun does that. But regardless, that's not what I said.
I don't really want Josh Giddey. I don't think that he's that. I mean, he's just Joe Ingles all over again. Like
that, I think that's crazy disrespectful to Giddy.
I think it's crazy disrespectful to Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles won in his career. Josh Giddey's never going to win anything in his career.
Jacob break the stalemate. I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, we are sort of beggars at the moment, but no, I don't necessarily want the Giddler, but
that sounds so much worse than me calling him a pedo. That sounds so much fucking worse.
Well, yours carries legal implications, you fucker. You're sweating through your hat.
It's fucking hot. I have no AC in this room, you fucking dickhead. I had to wait 30 minutes for you to get onto a call that you told us to get onto.
It wasn't me, Jacob.
What are you talking about? Me and Jacob were fucking sitting there waiting for you.
Fuck you guys.
All right, Jacob, go back to the Giddler, please.
No, I mean, like Steve said, he's a pretty flawed player. Certainly no Tatum, but I mean, if it'd be like cheap and work, sure. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah, no, that's the thing. If it's not gonna be cheap, then I think he wants a bag. So I don't want him.
Didn't we start this conversation talking about like the Celtics getting a center, and now we want to spend $30 million on a wing? How does this help us in the long run?
I mean, listen, he's getting 8 boards, so that's nothing to shake your foot at.
I mean, is he going to be able to fucking go cover fucking Joel Embiid out there for us, or?
No, but I mean that's
sick.
We put ourselves in that hole.
Yeah, well, we should try and get ourselves out of that hole before we dig another hole with the Giddler.
I think you guys are down on him for reasons that aren't basketball related. I think he's a perfectly good basketball player. A good emphasis on good. But whatever. You also got guys like Kuminga who are in stalemates. Another situation where he's an RFA.
He's going to want a bag too. His numbers don't show how good he is, though. Like his numbers are not as good as Giddy's, I don't think, but I think he's a better player than Giddy. Because I don't think he
maybe
in Golden State. I don't think they ever played him right. I don't think they ever used him right.
You're putting a lot of faith in the Bulls operation, you're taking.
I don't think they had a choice. I think the Giddy was just there, and they're like, we don't have anybody else to play. Like, we're not giving the ball to Patrick Williams to go create for us.
Why not? You're paying him like a fucking $100 million. Give him something to do.
I was smart enough to figure out that wasn't working. I mean, Jesus Christ. They're not giving the ball.
The Bulls might be the most. Just as an aside, the Bulls might be the most poorly run organization in like NBA history. They lucked out. They got one really lucky pick in the draft, and they've been eating off of it for 30 years now. Anyways.
Yeah, no, they're decidedly a 41-41 team every year, so that they can not get any good draft picks. They can make money during the season, and then they can go home. Jerry Ryan's a terrible owner.
They're the third biggest market in the country, and their basketball team hasn't been relevant in 20 years.
Crazy. Yeah, it's like the Knicks not spending.
Basically. Are the White Sox fucking terrible too in baseball? Yeah, that explains it.
Wicked bad.
They set the record for the worst record in the modern MLB history last year, right? They won like fucking less than 20 or like around 20 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who owns the White Sox is the guy that owns the Bulls, so that all adds up.
At least the Cubs are really good for the city, but yeah, it's tough. If you're like a diehard White Sox faithful, you can't just hop teams. So you're screwed. It's honestly probably worse if your team won't spend and the Cubs are killing it in the same city.
Somebody's got to open up a fucking second basketball team in Chicago.
For real. I mean, that's like it's crazy how like Adam Silver doesn't like shadow commissioner it up, being like, what the fuck? Like, let me step in here. Let's kind of shift things your way. Like, you obviously are the most incompetent ownership in the league. Like, but you're costing us money by your actions. So please, let's
I'm
fix
just,
this.
dude, fuck it. Give us Bull for next year.
Who is he on?
Nowhere. He's in the free agency
Oh yeah,
tracker.
fuck yeah. I'll throw him a little fucking minimum or slightly above.
Maybe Biombo for some rebounding, some centers that aren't.
Bro, how old is Bismack Biyombo though? Did
Dude,
he
I
play
thought
for
Who
older.
the
knows, dude?
Bobcats?
Dude, he's only 32. I thought he'd be 36.
But that's like a
That's an old 32. Oh,
that's like a an African immigrant 32, like where he like they don't keep birth records where he's from.
no. The
you
classic
know,
Manute Bol thing where we didn't know how old Manute Bol was at all.
Bismack Biyombo. I just want to make sure he's from Africa before I get canceled.
Get
Yeah,
Tristan Thompson back.
he's from the DRC. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's some shitters out there I throw a contract at just to be a body.
Precious
You don't
Achiuwa
really
is
have
not
much of a
worth anyone.
choice. I like him, kinda. He's a little undersized for my liking.
Marvin
Um,
Bagley.
oh, second overall pick, dude.
Willie Cauley Stein's playing overseas. I bet you'd probably take another NBA contract.
That I interesting you brought him up. I've been trying to think of this guy's name for like a month now. He basically killed DeMarcus Cousins' like potential career. He killed it. And it's just because he's not good at basketball.
It was also
And they
because
took
he plays the same fucking position. It's like, hey, we have a lottery pick and we're gonna draft another center to play with our fucking generational center. This is gonna go great.
well, right. I mean, the Kings are ultimately the fucking ones to blame, but like I weirdly assign him the blame because he was what a top 5 pick and he was awful. And like you couldn't even be I don't know, pick
Well,
any fucking random above average big. You
it
couldn't
was
be
also
that.
like, it was also after that was Boogie left, went to I don't know if it was I don't remember if he got traded or if he went free agency to New Orleans, and then he got hurt. That was when he
Yeah.
tore his
That
ACL.
was
Then he
him
came
and
back.
AD.
He came back, and then he tore his Achilles after that.
Yeah.
Well, then that was really the end of his career.
He was having an MVP season
He
halfway
was,
through
he
that
was
year
like
before
12-7 that year. Like
yeah, he was having a great year. Anthony, that was like sneaky what I think the Kings probably imagined Willie Cauley Stein would be, but it worked in New Orleans until Anthony Davis, his body failed him, and DeMarcus's body failed him.
I mean, dude, that team was going to beat everybody in the West. I really think that team was going to go to the finals that year.
I mean, they had two generational bigs who were playing at MVP caliber. They were like, they
And
were
you had one
probably
of
going
the
to do
best
it.
passers in the league too, in league history, in Rondo.
And Drew, too.
Drew was on
Yeah.
that team. You had Marco Bellinelli. I know he was towards the end of his career, but like he was still spreading the floor and was like great fucking 6 man for him.
It's such a funny name to pull out. Like, yeah, dude, you got Drew, who's going to go to the Hall of Fame as a fucking, essential piece. DeMarcus Cousins, AD, MVP guys, and then Marco Bellinelli. Yeah, dude, they were going all the way.
Asic was on that team, I believe, too.
Oh my god, sick, dude. The triple towers.
I love that fucking team. That team was so much fun to watch. I think Tyreek Evans was on that team for some reason.
Probably.
I love Tyreek Evans, sneaky.
Probably Etwan Moore, who I bet you was probably on that fucking team too, wearing number 55.
Former Celtic.
Yeah, that was such a fun team to watch.
And I guess one more. Go ahead.
Boogie had like a fucking 50 fucking 2020 game or something fucking stupid like that year.
Whew.
I gotta look that up. Give me a fucking minute.
Stat Muse that one up for us. In the meantime, I guess one other relevant team to really talk about here, Mavericks. They bring in, or they re-sign Dante Exum, and they bring in D'Angelo Russell. And then obviously AD, his body fails him again. He has to have retina surgery that came out today.
They said he should be good, though, by
Yeah,
season start.
yeah. But I think Steve's point shouldn't be like, why didn't you get that immediately after the year ended?
Bro, he had fucking multiple 40-20 games with that team.
Yeah, dude, he was like going to be MVP. I
Dude,
remember because I was like the first year I played fantasy basketball, and he was like my number one pick. I
he
was
had
like, yeah,
44, 24, and 10. Like, that's Jokic
Crazy.
numbers that he was putting up back then.
yeah. Well, DeMarcus, bring him back. Fuck it. Bring him on.
I would buy every iteration of that jersey. I would have
I
them.
know two guys who would be in.
I have them custom made. I would be at every fucking game. Just be like, put Boogie in, you fucking shithead. But Anthony Davis tore his retina off, as I was hearing. Why wouldn't I don't understand why you wouldn't get that done like right after this. Isn't that something that's going to be bothering you? Doesn't that fuck up your eyeball all day long? Like, why wouldn't you get that fixed immediately just so you're not in pain? Like, not even for like your basketball going forward, but like just so you're not uncomfortable all day.
He's like he loves the pain, dude.
The only thought process there is that maybe he was like doing other surgeries and they just didn't want to overlap shit. But I don't know.
Yeah, what did he go out with for the year with?
Some of his leg, I think. Forget exactly.
Didn't he
That
play?
narrows it down.
He played the playoffs, but Kyrie got hurt, wasn't it?
He went down too.
He went down like with a month ago, I think.
Wasn't like a calf strain or something like that, where they're like, yeah, we're just not going to play you.
He made the play-in, and I think he got injured in the play-in game.
I thought they were first round bust. So
Damn, Anthony Davis is still 25, 12, and 4.
For some fucking reason, I thought you were about to tell me that Anthony Davis is still 25.
No, well, that might be true.
I know he's not.
Believe it or not.
He's 32.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about like you're trading for 230-something-year-old guys that are injury prone.
The Mavs could be interesting, though. If Cooper's some generational rookie and Kyrie comes back fine and AD's fine and they got D'Lo in the meantime while Kyrie kind of rehabs back in, too, it's like, okay, I see you, Nico. This is as good as it gets, honestly, for what you fucking did, dude. That's for sure.
I mean, he got bailed out by the Shadow Commish, but for sure.
Dude, they ended up with like the fucking 5th pick or something like that. Like they probably should have. Like this looks so fucking bad.
Davis suffered a left adductor strain in his Dallas debut and was sidelined for more than a month. And during his absence, Dallas. Okay, never mind. That's not what I wanted.
Yeah, that was the first game that he came and he immediately got hurt, and we're all looking at it like, Nico, this is what the fuck you did. It just looked like it was gonna pile on him like an avalanche.
It sucked too because I think he was fucking going off that game too, if I remember. Like before that happened, he had like 30 something and 12 already in like the beginning of the 4th or something.
Oh boy. Well, I mean,
the Mavs are gonna be fun because they got Cooper Flag, but I mean, other than that, like
they're gonna be fun just in general. Kyrie and they're not gonna be bad, I don't think, but they're not real contenders yet.
It depends on injuries. That's the big thing with them. It depends on injuries, and you got 2 injury-prone 30-year-olds now. So,
and the way Cooper's hyped, dude, if he's just like fucking a top 30 player somehow in his rookie year,
that's right. Yeah, that's why I said yet. I mean, maybe if he comes in and becomes like a legit start and wing, they'll be a playoff contender. Well, maybe not contender, but they'll be a playoff team. Anything else in the NBA happen over the break that I missed?
no.
Not that I can remember, really. I feel like everything happened before your last pod, honestly.
LeBron might be traded. What do we think about that?
He won't be traded.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I'm 100% positive about that.
I don't know, man.
He's working out in Cleveland.
To fucking Nico when they traded Luka, and like, do you think he's gonna be dumb enough to trade LeBron?
I don't know. I won't put anything by any GMs anymore, also, but
we were talking about like what's attainable for teams. Like LeBron's on a $54 million contract this year. Like,
yeah, but he's really good.
Yeah, all right, but like, how's a team gonna make that work? Like, how much do you have to trade to make that fucking money work? And then how good are you going to be with 42-year-old LeBron and then nothing left over because you traded all of your best players because they make the most money to make the money?
Derek White.
No.
And Georges Niang for LeBron.
No, I will never trade Derek White.
All right. Georges Niang and Peyton Pritchard for LeBron.
Once again, I don't know how. Are we just gonna close our eyes and pretend the CPA doesn't exist? Or
The math has to work there.
LeBron makes $54 million this year. George Niang makes 8.
All right, fine. Anthony Simons
18 million. Yeah.
and fucking Sam Hauser and Niang.
That's like $30 million. $24 million short.
Who the fuck's getting paid on the Celtics besides those guys? There's no way.
The only guys that are getting paid on the Celtics is Jalen, Jason, and Derek.
And Peyton.
Even Peyton's only making, I think, 14.
Guys who have like movable, fungible deals, like not guys who are on like $2 million fucking one-offs.
That's it. Like you named everybody that's getting more than like $2 million a year.
So how are we still under the second apron? Is it because of the JB and JT contract? Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? What is the league gonna do? You can't have two stars play with each other. This league's gonna be awful.
Yeah, I mean it's because I think Jalen and Jason are both owed over like $38 to $39 million a year next year. So that's like 70-something million. Because when you sign a supermax, it's 35% of your cap. So you have two guys at that supermaxes. So that's 70% of your cap for those two guys. And now you got Derek White right there making $20-something million a year. That's another big chunk. Then you got $14 million to, I think, Peyton Pritchard. If I'm even remembering that right, I'm probably got the wrong number. You got $18 million.
That sounds right though.
And Anthony Simons. Sam Hauser just signed for 4 years, like 40, I think. I want to say you got about $10-11 million a year.
Okay.
So that's how we end up being like $5 million underneath the second apron.
What's a realistic trade for LeBron James? And I think the number one team that pops into my mind is Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland would.
Garland and someone else.
Yeah.
I would be Garland and Mobley, I think.
Garland's $40 million.
Oh, no way.
I mean, dude, if I'm.
No, Jared Allen. See ya.
I don't want Jared Allen, though. If I'm the Lakers, I don't want Jared Allen. I want Mobley.
No, you want Jared Allen if you're the Lakers. You don't have a center.
Yeah,
Besides dominating.
I want a better defender. I want Mobley.
Jared Allen's an all-star.
And Evan Mobley's an all-NBA defender. I need that when I play Luka.
He is immovable if I'm the Cavs. You don't even ask.
I'm giving you LeBron James. Like,
okay, but then no deal.
28, 7, and 6 a night. Like, yeah, I want Evan Mobley too.
Talk yourself into it if you're the Lakers. You don't have a center who's worth the shit. Still, Jared Allen is an all-star center as recently as this year. And you get your starting point guard to play with Luka for the next.
Look, hey, I don't hate that trade, but if I'm giving up LeBron James, I just want more than Jared Allen. You might have to give up another piece on top of that, or some draft capital. Or
are the Lakers or are they not better with that trade?
I think they're better with that trade.
And Cleveland desperately needs a wing who can score.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, like I want Mobley too. I have LeBron James. Like at the end of the day, like even if you don't give me, even if the trade falls through, it's like at the end of the day, I still have LeBron James on my team. So I'm still not. I mean, they're not a good team because of the rest of the roster, but they're still a decent team.
Don't you think that there is some smoke with this fire, though? If people are talking about trading LeBron James, the only person who's throwing this out there is LeBron James.
No, I think the only reason why they're talking about it is because LeBron signed his extension and he didn't renegotiate for another 1-1 like he does every year. Because he does that every year so that they have to make moves for him.
So the Lakers have no obligation to LeBron anymore, other than he won a ring 5 years ago.
Yeah, they don't have any. They don't owe anything to him because he's under contract this year. He doesn't have an option next year. He's not under contract next year. He's a free agent.
So no, but I'm just talking. So I'm talking about in terms of fan capital. They don't owe him anything outside of he's LeBron and he's 41 years old. But wait, we just fell into fucking Luka Doncic, who's going to be the next him. Maybe.
Well, maybe keep him there for another year to show Luka how to have the longevity of LeBron James.
So you're using it as a teaching year?
No, he's already in
when
a
you could be
contract.
competing.
I mean, you when you're the Lakers, you always think you're going to compete because you have LeBron and Luka. Anyways, I don't think that you can, but I think that they think that they can with that team.
There's no way they shouldn't have jobs if they think they can compete in the West.
What has Rob Pelinka done in free agency?
Oh, he brought Anthony Davis and LeBron James together.
Yeah, that was like free. That wasn't trades. That wasn't anything that he did. That was just them having to want to go to LA.
Well, they got Anthony Davis.
He made the Luka trade, but I think that was more of Nico
That too.
than fucking. I think that was
Yeah,
more of
that
Nico
any GM would have been like, yeah, of course.
Pelinka. Like, I don't know. I think I would just keep LeBron, and unless you get, like I said, unless you get Garland and Mobley. Like, can you imagine that fucking team? Garland, Mobley, Luka.
Yeah, of course. Mobley is like the better player. He's the player I'd want to build. He's the younger player. He's the player I'd want to build around for sure. But like, I think you're kind of not giving
Oh, I like
Jared
Jared
Allen enough
Allen.
credit.
I do like Jared Allen, but like, I'm giving up LeBron James though. Like
But you're getting Garland and him back.
you also have to look at how good Cleveland's going to be if you trade him over there. Like, if you trade him to that team, and now it's Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and Evan Mobley. Like, you just traded him to a championship. Like, you're not going to win a championship with Jared Allen and Darius Garland and Luka Doncic compared to that.
But I think it's what you harp on. Like, if you do those trades, yeah, maybe the Cavs like aren't. But they already have two big, so I can't say that they're more well rounded. But maybe in terms of overall players they have or overall ceiling, maybe that does drop a bit, but not by much. And the Lakers' ceiling is majorly amplified because now they have a starting center, which they haven't had and they won't have if they go into this season.
They have DeAndre Ayton.
He's not a starting center. I mean, I know that's what he thinks he is. Well, he thinks he's the best center that ever graced the planet.
He's
But
the next greatest fucking thing to happen to basketball since Michael Jordan.
yeah, I mean, he's a joke. And then they have Jackson Hayes, which we've already talked about. Not good. Like, just get to the dance. I think a lot of these teams are being like, just get to the playoffs as a mid seed, and we'll see where the injuries fall, and maybe that's when we get a break.
Well, that's what the Lakers are doing with LeBron and Luka. Like, if you can get to the playoffs, it's like, hey, cool. All we need is these two guys to play great for 16 games, and they've both done.
Brother, they didn't make the playoffs.
Well, last year they got traded for Luka in the middle of the year, so that was kind of a fucking shit show.
Lakers made the playoffs.
They weren't making it. Oh yeah, they did, right? Mm-hmm. Barely.
They definitely made the playoffs.
But didn't they get fucking bounced quick?
Yeah, the first round. I think they were the 6th seed.
Yeah, didn't they play the Nuggets in the first round? Like,
which is a team that not as good as what I think they appeared to be at the time. A lot of dysfunction. I mean, they fired their coach mid-season. I'm not breaking news.
They also took the Thunder to 7, so they're a pretty decent team.
Well, that's because they have the best player on the planet. I don't care what people say about SGA. Like, yeah, they gave the champion, like, who knows? Maybe they could have won the whole thing, but that's just like solely on the back of the Serbian. Like, that's it. It's not really a well-built team.
Well, where else could LeBron go to other than Cleveland?
That's another question to ask.
I mean, who's got cap space? Also, I don't know how the cap space works with Cleveland. I don't know if they're a second even team or not. So I don't think they are. I think the only people they're paying are. Well, I don't think Garland's on a supermax, and I don't think that Mobley is either.
Oh, the Lakers were a 3 seed, but they got bounced 4-1 by the Wolves.
Oh yeah, that was a weird matchup.
I'm looking.
Players, just more athletic versions of them, basically.
What about him in like Minnesota?
You have to give up. I don't want anybody from Minnesota from the Lakers. Who do I want?
No, you take Rudy Gobert.
Hey, Luka and Rudy fucking hate each other. Luka
No,
might
true.
not ever.
Fuck, I forgot that part. Damn it.
You guys remember last year when there was the thing where nobody passed the ball to Rudy? Or it was like Anthony Edwards passes him the ball like once a game or something like that?
Yeah, he doesn't get much.
He's not a good scorer, but he's a
Oh no,
fucking.
no, that was back with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell passed him the ball like an average of 2 times a game for an entire game. It's like you're the starting point guard and the starting center running pick and roll, and he passes him the ball twice a game. Yeah, like
What about the Warriors?
who do you want from the Warriors on the Lakers?
I mean, Steph Curry. It's about it. I mean, I
It's the
don't know.
weirdest fucking trade of all time. Like, hey, we'll give you LeBron for Steph. I don't know. You guys want to do stuff?
There's really no other team that would that could use a LeBron. That's a LeBron James away that would do it. I mean, I think he'd be a good fit on the Timberwolves. Just swap him out for Julius Randle or something.
It'd be a very different
But
conversation if this was not a 40-year-old LeBron too. Most of these teams would be a 28 LeBron away. But
yeah, and these are all teams that have to compete. Obviously, there's a bunch of shitbag teams that would, LeBron James would instantly be number one. But
the best player, and he would sell all the jerseys, and he would make all the money. And you think Jerry Reinsdorf tries to trade Kobe White for fucking for LeBron?
maybe the Pistons.
Sign and trade the Giddler for LeBron James.
What about the Knicks?
All you do is cat for LeBron straight up.
No, I probably do like McHale and whatever other fungible pieces that aren't your starting point guard and Cat.
That's another one with the Lakers to say no.
Mitchell Robinson.
also the Knicks defense after that would be hilarious.
That would be the worst defense the league has ever seen. LeBron's not going to try during the regular season.
Well, I just don't think he can play 82 games of defense anymore.
No.
He's very much a guy you hope for that, you just need him for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hawks, no, the
Wait a minute.
Magic.
Don't just glaze by that.
I mean, what do the Hawks have that the Lakers want? You going to trade for Kristaps Porzingis?
I mean,
Maybe
Jalen Johnson and Onyeka Okongwu.
For LeBron James?
And maybe some other picks. I don't know. Something like other. I think Onyeka Okongwu and
Dyson Daniels.
Jalen Johnson. I think Dyson Daniels is non-negotiable if you have Trey. But yeah, I mean, listen, that's not a. Those are two players. You have another wing to build around Luka, who's in his. He just re-upped on the contract. He's young. He shows a lot of potential. Like, I think that would be a smart move for the Lakers to make. I don't know how smart it would be for the Hawks, but just fucking throwing shit against the wall here.
Magic don't have anybody that would trade for him.
No, I think they're good at the wing spot. They got Wagner and Banchero.
Yeah.
The Raptors.
Contenders.
The Raptors might just do it because they
don't care.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, they just don't care.
They just want the jerseys.
Somebody was talking about it, but it was like, yeah, there's more pressure on the Raptors than any other franchise in a way because they're the only team in Canada. So, like, you can't tank and just suck and then, like, not do draft well.
Who gave you that take? Drake, dude?
Yeah, like, if you have to tank, like, you have to make sure, like, this is going to be a generation, like, for, like, Wemby or something like that, you would have to tank for. But, like, you have to, like, compete.
Here's a fun one. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's the stupidest thing I've ever. Like, Chicago, we just talked about, is like the third biggest market and a bigger country in terms of fandom and money. So, and they're terrible. But, anyways, the Sixers.
Joel Embiid for LeBron straight up.
No, I do like Paul George has to be in the mix somewhere. I don't know what else you can trade. Just give him everything and run Tyrese Maxey and JoJo out there. Get a combined 42 games out of both of them.
And hopefully a couple of them are with LeBron so they know what they're doing in the playoffs. I don't know,
man.
Like I said, like there's no... We broke it down. Like you said, the only place that really makes sense is Cleveland, and I don't think that Cleveland's in any rush to blow up what they have right now for 1 year of LeBron James. They already got their title out of him.
They also have DeAndre Hunter, right? So, like, they don't need a wing.
Yeah, LeBron James, DeAndre Hunter, same.
No. But I'm just saying it's not like they don't have anybody out there. They have a guy who's a role player at best. But
Yeah, no, they're fine.
on that team, it's probably not going to matter how well he play. I mean, in the playoffs it will, but
Well, look at the East too. Like the East is wide open now that Tyrese got hurt and Tatum got hurt. Like
they're
one seed last year. They're going to be the 1 seed this year.
Yeah, exactly. If everything goes according to plan, they'll be all right.
They're not one piece away from beating a juggernaut in the East, and they need a LeBron James to do it. Like they are the paper tiger of the East.
Yes, sir. Paper Tigers, maybe. Their Celtics are not. If the Celtics are out, maybe they're not Paper Tigers anymore.
I mean, we didn't beat them last year.
Well, we beat them the year before.
And then somebody else.
We didn't get a chance to beat them this year.
I mean, they're second round exits. They're like the Sixers. They're the Ohio Sixers.
Yeah. Well, with Indy and the Boston out,
You're
gonna really, huh?
No, they didn't lose to New York this year because they were the 1 seed.
No, they lost to Indy, right?
Yeah, in the second round, lost to India.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to talk about with the NBA. Maybe. Well, we can revisit it. Who knows? Anthony Simons, Celtic ? To be decided. Red Sox are good.
If you say so,
About 500.
They're back over 500, but they're on like a little bit of a heater here.
Scored like the most runs in history in a stretch of games.
Yeah, you got a lot of people hitting. Jaron Durant hit his first Fenway Park bomb last night. That was cool.
Oh, you mean
got a ladder ball.
Roman, he like really has been heating up.
Who did I say? Jaron Durant?
Yeah, you said Durant, but Roman has heated up a bit. He had a little bit of a hit streak, so yeah, it's fun.
By the way, they're up 10-0 over the Rockies right now as we speak.
The Rockies. The Rockies are threatening the White Sox record, by the way, this year.
Worst record in the league, 21 and fucking 70 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Country's going to shit.
I blame Rafael Devers.
I don't. I'm actually thankful for everything we talked about earlier today. Like, I did read that there's some missing context in that. Like, when Clark wanted to give him run at first base or whatever his name is, the Giants guy there. It was the week before the Red Sox. It was like the Red Sox were like either series before or after.
We played them soon after the trade, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like he didn't want to do that basically in front of the Red Sox, like that close to playing the Sox, which I get. So
I think he just says whatever, dude. That's his thing. He's never communicating. He's like offending, and then afterwards he's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't communicate." Like, why don't you just text Will Clark you just stood him up for 3 days straight, not letting him know your rationale. Why not tell them? Is the issue too? He did that with us every time. Like he just does whatever he wants. Then after is like, I can hit, so I'm fine. Basically, and also
that's exactly right.
That like freaking also that didn't even make sense because in the press conference he was rubbing dirt on us, being like, "I'll play wherever. This is literally the happiest I've ever been. Like whatever they say, I'll put like literally immediately." So I don't know what he even means by that. See, exactly. Yeah. This is the Devers experience. He like kind of just pisses off fan bases.
Yeah, I agree. He's a fan base. Although the Giants
don't like him
happy with him right now.
He's been pretty bad.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we got future MVP, AL MVP, Ceddanne Rafaela just raking 5 straight home runs or something stupid in 5 games. Better WAR than Mookie Betts. I mean, some people are saying maybe it wasn't such a bad trade.
2 years, we'll get rid of him too. It'll be good.
Oh yeah, next season. I mean, welcome to fucking they'll trade him out west. Welcome to the Padres, dude.
Welcome to the Rockies.
Yeah,
Dodgers will defer it all.
Yeah, exactly. The Dodgers are just like they're running up the tab. They're like YOLOing it out right now.
The Dodgers like credit cards gonna fucking just max out at some point in the next 10 years, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, we suck, but we won a bunch before."
Listen, we're gonna garnish your wages and take away your house in a year or two. All right, but at least we're getting rings. When Shohei Ohtani's getting fucking 0.7 WAR with every game he plays, so it's fucking Run it up.
$5 fucking hot dogs, $65 beers, just so that they can pay the fucking light bill because their credit cards maxed out.
I'm sure ICE cut them a deal when they allowed them to use their parking lot.
Dude,
And then fucking they called out, and I said we weren't there, and then like, no, you were there, like we saw you.
what's fucked is I think it's going to all that's working out for the Dodgers, I think, because they're just stealing. You know how popular baseball is in Japan, and they're just like stealing all that attention. They're like the international hub. They're gonna have like a Warriors type value boost because of all this. Like they're probably gonna make money because of all this bullshit.
Shohei Ohtani, and there was a lot of talk around guys like LeBron about how they are the economy of. That's like Cleveland was the famous thing. Like LeBron James is the Cleveland Cavaliers. He is part of the economy. He makes that city culturally relevant. Shohei Ohtani, LA's obviously a lot bigger of a city, a lot more culturally relevant of a city. You know, it's fine no matter what happens. But with the amount of revenue he's bringing into him, like there was a video of Magic Johnson walking on his yacht the other day. He bought it from fucking Bezos or whatever. He's just like, you know, that's just print money. They're good. And just straight off the Japanese influence because they got Yoshinobu, right? What's his name? Yamamoto?
Yeah, they're getting all of them. They got like their best hitter, the Kim guy. They got Yamamoto, and they got this
Haesung Kim, who I think is South Korean, though.
Yeah, you're right. But I think he played in the
But still.
Japanese league, yeah. And then they got those Roki kid. They just basically are getting all like
Roki
the best.
Sasaki.
Yeah, they're getting all the best Japanese prospects.
Yeah, Japan East, dude. They're crushing it. So, congrats to the Dodgers fans. Hate you. Didn't work in 2018.
Go team.
Jeffrey Epstein killed himself for no reason. That came out recently.
Yeah, if that's what it was. Yeah.
Yep, it's a
Well,
victimless
there's no
crime.
list. He apparently never trafficked. There was no trafficking list.
Even though we saw buckets of tapes when he got arrested.
Ghislaine Maxwell's currently in federal prosecution for nothing.
They finally got his footage, but a minute's cut out of it.
Yeah, it's almost like when the story initially dropped, they said there was technical malfunctions, right? Now all of a sudden, 4 years later or whatever, you got a 10-hour tape.
Once
It
AI
shows
can
nothing.
make everything.
Folks, the government's lying to you. Anyways, this is the Banner Report. Steve dropped about 16 pounds in sweat today. Thank you for doing this, Steve. Maybe get some fans or air conditioning in that goddamn room. Anything else, guys?
No,
Namias Cade and hours, baby.
for real.
I'm almost fine with us not signing a center just so I can see him play more. Because
You're
now
starting five, dude.
he is starting center for the Boston Celtics.
I mean, you want to talk about guys with raw potential?
We get
That guy's got it.
Tillman out in time too. I love that.
X-Man.
I love me some X-Man. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you scored a bucket in the NBA Finals for my team, then I'm gonna love you forever.
He just didn't play last year for whatever reason.
He was a little injured last year. I think that's what it was.
Al Horford, good luck in Golden State. That just doesn't sit right with me.
He's
Still,
a double agent, Cody. We've been through this.
I know, but this
He's
hurts.
going to sabotage them from the inside.
I think you taught.
They're not good. They're still not good.
I think you taught Luke his ways too, so he's gonna go over to the Spurs and start getting in Wemby's head.
Wemby, I think, is just he's unapproachable. He'll be all right.
Wemby, do you really need to play basketball? Like, you look like you're having a lot of fun with those monks over there.
Dude, go play for Marseille in the fucking Liga 1.
The
The way you hit that bicycle kick, ooh, prime Ronaldo.
the fucking the headers that you can.
I was going to say, he just camped, dude. He just camped at the net.
Just have him in the goal.
Yeah,
Just stick him in the goal. He's taller than the fucking goal, and just have him fucking like reach an arm.
You're good to go.
Yeah, it's
You
like
would give up 5 whole goals every fucking time with them long ass legs.
it's the theory. Yeah, true. It's the theory that like you just have to fucking put like a 400-pound guy in a hockey goal. Good luck scoring on him. Where you gonna fit the puck?
No, they tried that on fucking Sports Science, and the NHL players scored every time.
Of course, yeah, of course. It would never work, but it just seems like, yeah, of course. Why that makes perfect sense? Why wouldn't that work? And then obviously you forget how good these guys are. They're like, please.
This guy can't move. I'll just shoot in the little hole that I can perfectly shoot into.
Although a lot of the goalie, like the top tier goalies in soccer, from what I've gathered, are all like 6'5" and about taller. So it
Yeah.
is a tall man's position. Pause. Um, but yeah, that's
6'5"
insane.
and 7'5" are a little different though.
Yeah, well, they've never seen a 7'5" guy move like that. I'll tell you what.
No, sir.
Thanks for doing this, guys.
Yep, love
Thank
you
you.
guys. Feel better,
Illy,
JT.
JT, feel
JP.
better.
Thank you for everything you do in the community, JB.
Next time you have a pool party, invite me. I'll take a dip.
Fuck
Same.
yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Go Seas.
Bye.
Bye.
It's like my song time.